Hi, folks. I see a couple people trickling in. We're going to give it just about another minute or two before we get started. All right, welcome, welcome. I see some more attendees joining. We're just holding for a little bit to wait for any stragglers, and then we will get started. Thank you so much. All right, it looks like we've reached a potentially a quorum. Joe, how do you feel about getting us started?
Let's roll. Hit it, Em.
Awesome. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Em Whitworth. I'm Speak4's marketing director, and I'm joined today by our illustrious CEO, Joe Mansour, and one of our awesome developers, Jeremy Johnson. For today's webinar, Joe is going to lead you through our new white labeling function via form embeds, what it is, how it works, and how you can customize the look and feel of your campaigns moving forward. Then I'm going to kick it to Jeremy to walk through how our seamless integration with Zapier makes syncing Speak4 with your CRM, email service, or database a breeze. After we hear from Joe and Jeremy, I'm going to open the floor for a quick Q&A. So if at any point during this presentation you have a question, feel free to drop it in the chat or the Q&A function, and we'll either answer it in real time or we'll answer it at the end of the webinar. Before I kick it over to Joe, I'd like to touch on one aspect of Speak4 in particular that is important for today's webinar, and that is our principle of innovation. So one of the main reasons Speak4 was founded was to offer our clients a digital advocacy tool that evolves alongside its partners. So the tools that you're going to see today were actually created in conversation with our partners, in anticipation of and in response to their needs. Together, we're creating a platform that does what you want it to do, not what looks good on paper. Since we launched in April of this year, our nimble team has rolled out a suite of features designed specifically to help our partners with their unique challenges. Things like local legislator targeting, our performance marketing toolkit, and the features that you'll see today. Joe, is there anything you'd like to add on that?
I think you covered everything, Em. Excited to chat with folks again. We were here a month ago when we rolled out storyteller mode, and Jeremy and team have been hustling. And so I'm pumped that like the pace of features that we're rolling out, we're going to keep crushing it. I think we'll touch on towards the end what's next on the roadmap, but you know, we're going to keep innovating. We're going to keep building new stuff, and we're going to talk to you about two really cool, really useful features now.
Awesome. With that, Joe, let's show us the first of the two features, form embeds.
Okay, form embeds. So what this feature does is it allows you to take your form from a Speak4 campaign and seamlessly drop it in via just a little script, a snippet of code, into any web page or website that you manage or run, so that you can sort of connect a Speak4 campaign, match the branding, the look and feel, the sort of all of that functionality, and really sort of seamlessly integrate. So that's what we're talking about here when we talk about our kind of website white labeling and form embed functionality. So how does it work? It's super simple and easy, which you would expect nothing else from Speak4. Here we are in the kind of campaign view for a Speak4 campaign. This is the example of the landing page in question on Speak4. Okay, in this case, you know, targeting Oregon businesses. kind of a regulatory issue. The letter to a regulatory agency, there's the form. Now, let's take a look. If we actually want to put it on a web page, say this is their the website in question, looks great, but you know what it's missing? Call to action, a sweet form. Okay, how do we do this? We hop over to Speak4, and for any landing page in question, when you mouse over it, in addition to the view, edit, archive function, you now have an embed function. You just mouse over it, click it, says copied, and you now have the code for that form embed copied to your clipboard. This is the back end for the web page I just showed you. And here you just hop on over and just paste the script code in, and boom, there it is. Hit update. And then we view the page. Now there's a form there. But you say, you know what? I've noticed that this form embed has a different font from the main page, and it has the same font as the landing page. Well, you can easily edit your form embed. How do you do that? I just move Zoom out of my way so I don't see it. Hop on over here, and this is all also listed in the guide. You can just edit the style to style 0, hit update, and basically all you've done is said inherit the styling of the form that you just embedded to match the page that it's embedded on. So by default, we inherit a few of the styling from the Speak4 landing page, but you can also just override that with that simple tweak. And again, it's on a guide on our site, and you can have the font pulled from the page it's embedded on. So it makes it a really sort of nice, seamless integration. This is not an iframe because it's a script and a form embed. It all works perfectly on mobile, very seamless. All of the subsequent actions pull through, and then you just want to fill out a form. I can write my email in. Thank you page pulls through. We also have storyteller mode that pulls through into this, and it redirects seamlessly to other landing pages. And we also have it set up that it can pass URL parameters as well. And if you go and lock over to your landing page, number of messages ticks up as well. So all the data passes through in real time. So that's really, I mean, in a nutshell, how it works. Very simple, easy to grab scripts, add them into any web page or website you control, and you can control the styling, either matching it to the web page in question or inheriting some of the default styling from the landing page that you're pulling over. So very simple, very easy to use. I think that's what we have to show you. And then the next really cool feature that I'm going to let Jeremy walk through, because he was the lead developer on building it, is our API integration. And we did this via Zapier, and Jeremy will walk through why. But again, this allows you to easily pass data from Speak4 at any campaigns, landing pages, etc., to pretty much any sort of service you want to use, whether it's an email system, a CRM, or database, etc., really easily. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to let Jeremy take it away.
Awesome. Hey, thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that. It's an honor to be here with you guys, and I'm excited to be talking about Zapier. So Zapier is an automation tool that streamlines your workflows, performs tasks for you. Mainly, it connects to over 5,000 apps and makes them talk to each other. So, you know, exporting files, messing with Excel, and then importing it to your CRM, that's a thing of the past. We don't want you to have to deal with any of that tough routine work all the time. So specifically, our Zapier integration allows you to gather advocate data, storyteller videos, and the overall status of your different campaigns and landing pages without ever having to even enter our site. Zapier allows you to connect it to any apps that your team uses, whether that's Salesforce, Iterable, anything like that. It gets it all for you. So for example, let's say a advocate fills out a Facebook lead form for one of your campaigns. Zapier allows you to gather that data instantly and put that right into Iterable or whatever your team uses. We have an example Zap that I'd like to show you guys. So in this Zap, we have it gather advocate data for any of our campaigns. Anytime an advocate takes action, we get notified over Slack. We get a message that we defined. So it tells us something like, so-and-so took action on such and such campaign. This is what they said, and this is when they said it. We also add them to our subscriber list in MailChimp, and we also create a contact in HubSpot. What this means is stuff like this allows you to really capitalize on the value of each advocate. Whether that's, upselling and, sending a follow-up email, asking for donations, or even inviting them to a future campaign. The possibilities really are endless with Zapier. That's one of the reasons why we really like it. And the beauty of it is that you can create a Zap really easily. Zaps are what they call their workflows that they do. So you click that big create Zap button, you find Speak4, you choose any of the events that we've provided for you. We're going to go with new advocate action for this example. You log in. And then this is one of the fun parts. We've given you all the tools that you need to really filter down your data to what you want it to be. So if you want advocates from a certain landing page to go to a different category in your CRM versus advocates from a different campaign, you can set up two different Zaps that do two completely different things. But yeah, we give you the freedom to do whatever you want with your data. Then we're going to pull in some test data while we're setting up the Zap. And then you just connect it to your app of choice, with over, as it says here, 5,200 apps to connect to. There's plenty. We're confident your team's apps are on here. They also have, Zapier has their own built-in tools. So if you want to build in your own different paths or add as many apps that you want to your Zap, it's all there. One final thing I want to note is that our team has taken special care to protect your data. We have 24/7 monitoring of every request that Zapier makes. And we also have multiple fail safes to prevent data being lost. We really want to make sure that your data goes through to your CRM correctly and properly, and we are doing everything we can to protect that data. And that's Zapier. It's a super easy tool. It's fun to use and it makes your life easier. And we look forward to you guys using it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you both so much. We do have a couple of questions from the chat. One I got as a DM, and this is for Joe. Joe, what use cases would you see form embeds as useful for our partners?
A lot of times you have a campaign set up where you want to funnel folks to a specific web page and you don't want to click them off to a Speak4 page, and you want to have that integration kind of all together. So you putting the call to action, the form on a web page, maybe there's a little bit of education that you want to do. That makes a lot of sense. It can also just give you more control over the branding and the experience. You can easily customize the Speak4 landing page and have that entire sort of look and feel, but sometimes you want to have even more customization, and putting that form embed allows you to do that. And it just gives you more options, more flexibility about how you want to run a campaign, how you want to integrate it into the workflow.
Awesome. Jeremy, this next one is for you. Why did Speak4 decide to go with Zapier? And do our partners need to have a Zapier account set up in order to use this function?
Those are great questions. We chose Zapier mainly because it provides the most options and freedom for our partners. Our partners can connect to any of their apps using Zapier. It's a great option and it makes it easy for our users. And then as for creating a Zapier account, Zapier has free accounts and they're easy to create. You can create an account today and start automating today. So it's a great option.
Awesome. Thank you. It looks like we have a question from Alan. Will there be a direct REST API integration available in the future?
That's definitely something on our roadmap, Alan. And, we'd love to explore it. So we're considering it. We started with the Zapier API integration just because we thought it would be the easiest for a lot of folks to get access to, and you wouldn't need to be a developer to do the integration. But that's definitely something we're looking at.
We got an 100% and a rocket emoji, so looks like it's a good answer. Question from our Q&A, does storyteller mode work with the form embed? I think yes, correct?
It does, yep. So that works seamlessly through, so you do the form embed and then storyteller mode will integrate into it, then any sort of follow-on thank you page. And we've got it set up so that if you redirect to a non-Speak4 thank you page, that redirect will happen off the form embed too. So the user, if they complete it, will be pushed to whatever page you set up in the page builder, landing page builder. So, I mean, it's seamless and the experience is really slick.
Great. So Joe, this next question is for you. What does the process look like for getting a new feature developed?
So the big thing is giving us feedback and ideas. So for example, the two features that we just rolled out, form embeds and the Zapier integration, were not initially, as we started this year off, as high on the priority list as they came to be. But in talking to partners, potential partners, and just hearing what folks were looking for, we heard again and again that these two features in particular were very important to folks. They really wanted to see them. And so we took that feedback back and readjusted our product roadmap for the year to say, let's get these things built sooner rather than later. And then, Jeremy and the team really then, hustled and got these things built out and launched. So, in terms of the roadmap, we have a roadmap for the rest of the year that we're working towards, but, part of being a startup and part of being responsive is like being nimble and listening to what folks want and what they're interested in, and then taking that back and saying, well, okay, if that makes sense and aligns with what we're trying to create here, let's get it built. So, the biggest thing is, tell us what you're here and tell us what you're interested in. If you have an idea or you have a need, we want to know, because, if it makes sense, we want to go build it for you.
Joe, I'd love to follow up on your roadmap. What are some features that Speak4 is considering down the road?
Well, so I'll tell you what's next on the roadmap. So first, we're in the process of revamping and expanding our reporting tool. We're going to add a lot more reporting capabilities so that there's more ways to sort of get different types of data out, synthesize it, analyze it. And I think that's going to be a real value add for folks. But we're very focused. We love, and everyone tells us it's really important to us that we keep our user experience very streamlined and simple. And so as we make the reporting tool even more robust, we're not losing sight of the sort of core simplicity of it. So that's number one. Two, we're going to add what we're called gamification widgets to our landing pages. So this will be the idea to add more customization to the landing pages. So we're going to have stuff like a countdown clock that you can embed, that you can set for like 30 seconds or a minute, that'll count down so it encourages folks to take action. We'll have a goal thermometer that people will fill in automatically and say, sign the petition, get us to 100 signers or 1,000 signers, et cetera. And these are tactics, we're not the first people to do this. This is very common in the fundraising space, but our friends in the fundraising space see a lot of success using these sorts of gamification elements to create social pressure and encourage folks to take action. So we're going to be adding those sorts of features. We're also going to be rolling out what we're calling our partner toolkit. And so these are going to be tools for agency clients, multi-clients, with a lot of kind of features and functionality that makes it easier for them to manage their different accounts, manage different users, set permissions, have some reports that are only visible so they can see kind of data across all of the campaigns that they are running, and kind of pull insights out that way. Jeremy, am I missing one? I feel like there's a fourth feature and I'm blanking on what it is. Anyway.
Yes, we're adding the regulations.gov capability soon.
Jeremy was paying attention. We're about to roll out the API integration with regulations.gov, which will just make it real easy to submit comments via the regulations.gov comment portal that covers pretty much all kind of federal agencies and regulatory pieces. So that's coming too.
So it sounds like Jeremy definitely doesn't have his work cut out for him in the next couple months.
Yeah, he's not busy. Just taking naps.
Awesome. Well, if we have no other questions, I guess my only question is, if someone wants to partner with us, where should they go?
Send us an email, joe@speak4.co. Would love to hear from you. Would love your ideas. Would love to find some new projects to collaborate with people on. So just reach out.
Awesome. I have dropped Joe's email in the chat. For those of you that would like to reach out, we'd love to hear from you. In traditional Speak4 fashion, we've kept this webinar seamless, efficient. We're going to go ahead and give you back a solid 35 minutes of your afternoon. Have a long lunch on us. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to partnering with you and hearing from you and researching how we can put our tool to work for you. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye, y'all.